Welcome back for part 2 of my 3-part Hallowed Sepulchre series, where we're going to take a closer look at floors 2 and 3. If you haven't watched part 1 yet and you're new to the Sepulchre, I'd recommend watching that one first, linked up top, since I cover most of the fundamentals you'll need to know in that video, including the gear and inventory setups, settings, purchase order for the shop items, and the tile meanings by color. I have gone ahead and included the tile marker export in the description of this video as well if you need those. So, as we already know, Floor 1 has 4 different permutations, which are randomly selected when you enter the Sepulchre. Floor 2 also has 4 different permutations, which we'll take a closer look at in the first half of this video. Starting off with the north section of Floor 2. There's no immediate obstacles, and we're free to just head on over to the pillar jump. After the pillar jump, we have a very short dart section to dodge before we head to the white delay tile and listen for the sword. After 2 swooshes, you can run to the stairs or the grapple obstacle if you'd like. When you get to the stairs, you can hover on the blue tile to prepare for the bottom section. If you ran straight through, the green tile is optimal. However, if you looted the coffin on the top section, you'll probably need to use the red or purple tile instead. All 3 are safe though. Next, we have the east section of Floor 2, and we're immediately greeted by flame shooters. Delay appropriately and time your run to get through. Remember, each flame cycle fires for 3 game ticks. After the flame walls, we have a slightly longer dart section, which is pretty easy to maneuver since there's only 1 statue shooting at a time. This is our second time seeing the colored teleporter tiles. Note that the active yellow tiles teleport you backwards, and the blue ones will teleport you forward like so. Don't forget to loot the coffin if you're going for hollowed marks. The bottom section is pretty straightforward. Just use your best judgment if you think you can skip the first cycle like this. Apart from that, just follow the marked tiles to the end. For the south section of Floor 2, we have another single shooting dart section right off the bat. You have some time to spare before the upcoming sword section, so use the orange tiles for that final dodge if you need. Delay on the white tile until the sword returns to the statue, and then make a run for it. Don't worry if you get teleported back by the yellow tiles, you have plenty of time. Loot the coffin at the end if you want before going downstairs. Now we're up against the longest dart section yet. Hope you've had enough practice. Make it through and you're on to the next floor. Last but not least, we have the west section of Floor 2, starting off with the sword dodge. If nobody else is on your world to throw the cycles off, you can just run straight through as if it's not even there. Keep in mind that the coffin is at the beginning of the top floor instead of the end like the others, if you'd like to loot it. Next, just line up with the blue teleporters using the green tile, and prepare for the next flame dodge. If you're having trouble timing the flames, the metronome plugin on Moonlight can be helpful. The bottom section is actually my favorite in all of Floor 2, since you can do a really cool sidestep dodge at the end. This will only work if you didn't loot the coffin, however. Now that we're done going through Floor 2, we can move on to Floor 3. Unlike the previous 2 floors, there's only 2 possible permutations, an east and a west. But the obstacles are getting a bit more challenging, particularly on the bottom section, which both permutations share. Let's dive right in. Starting off with the west permutation, we have our first double dart obstacle. Be sure to use the orange arrow at the end to do your final dodge before moving on. Loot the coffin if you're collecting marks, otherwise move forward to the flame wall, which I've skipped here because I didn't lose any ticks up until that point. Next, we have a sword dodge with some teleporters. Be sure to start running either right as the sword is leaving, or right as it comes back. After that, we have one more double dart section. Again, just maneuver, and do the final dodge on the orange tile. Following that, there is a very fast sword section, with another opportunity to loot a chest using the conjured portal. Timing is key to dodge this sword. first major challenge that I see most new players struggle with is the bottom part of floor 3. As you can see, there are darts being shot from behind, and flame walls alternating on the walls, which makes it pretty confusing to see the path through if you're new to these obstacles. First thing you need to do is basically just get onto this red line and start dodging the darts. Once you're comfortable with that, then you can start to count the flame cycles and then run to the left side. Stop in the middle and begin dodging the darts again like you did before. And then again just count the flame cycle and run through. Now let's take a look at the east section of floor 3. You should be able to pretty consistently skip this first flame section and grapple to the coffin. Afterwards, go ahead and wait your 3 ticks for the flames and get ready to dodge the sword. This purple tile on the candles can be a clutch safe spot if you need it. Next we have one of the most annoying combinations in the Sepulchre, which will start showing up more and more as we go deeper. Double darts and teleporters. My best advice is just simply ignore the teleporters and try your best to dodge the darts. Orange tiles are starting to become almost mandatory here for the final dodge. Next we have a pretty simple swords dodge and then a flame wall. Note that you have to wait for the faraway flame cycle to make it through. Loot the coffin if you want, and once again, we'll go on to the bottom section, which is the same as before. I'll just run through this section a few times so you visual learners out there can get an eye for it. And that concludes floors 2 and 3. By now you've seen almost every obstacle, so if you're able to get through these, you should also be able to tackle floors 4 and 5 as well with enough practice. Next video, we'll go over a few topics which begin to become important, like sword skipping and how to properly use teleport tiles, which is really helpful for floors 4 and 5. Bonus points if you picked up on the sword skip I did earlier in this video. As always, let me know if you have any questions in the comment section, like the video if you found it helpful, and stick around till next week when I'll be releasing the final installment of the Sepulchre series. Till then, happy escaping!